This is an example of how to use Geometer's Sketchpad to explore the gradient function of a curve. So the very first thing we need to do is make sure that we've got a square grid to work with. And I'm now going to plot a new function. So very simple curve, y equals x squared, classic parabola on the screen. For what we're going to do later, I'm just going to make that purple. I'm going to make the curve thick. Sorry, that's actually blue. Move the curve down a bit, and if I drag that, I can zoom in a bit, which gives me a bit of space to work. Okay, in terms of exploring the gradient function, we need to kind of set up a triangle shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a point on the curve there, then holding the Shift key, I'm going to highlight the x-axis. If I go to construct, I can then construct a perpendicular line from the point to the x-axis. And I'm going to do the same here, another point on the curve. Again, with the Shift button, click on the y-axis, construct a perpendicular line again. And then I'm going to highlight the point of intersection. What I need to do now is I'm going to highlight that point, Shift, highlight that point, and then create a line segment between the two of them. So line segment, and so that stands out, I'm going to make that purple and it's thick. I'm going to construct another line segment, so from there to there, again in purple, and third side of the triangle will be another line segment, there to there, but I'm going to make this one different colour, so probably red again, just to stand out. Now this is quite a nice construction because it allows us to move that point down. The triangle is pretty robust, and then we can explore the gradient as the chord gets closer and closer to turning into a tangent. So what I need to do now is, if I highlight that line segment, measure its length, in turn if I highlight that line segment and measure its length, and then what I can do, again if I go to measure, calculate that divided by that, click OK. So that gives you, the way it stands at the moment, that gives you the gradient, the red line, and then as we move that point in, you can see, this is quite a nice demo, as you zoom in, that gradient's getting closer and closer to 2, which is what you'd expect for the curve y equals x squared, because you differentiate it and get 2x. We're looking at the gradient of the tangent at x equals 1, so that's exactly what we'd expect for the gradient of the chord to get closer and closer to 2. Okay, thank you for listening, hope that was useful.